So Israel, are you back connected to your own heart? Because right now, we're all having an opportunity to slow down and take that time to reconnect back to the heart of the whole, the heart of humanity, the soul of humanity, to reconnect back to the all, back to the one next to you, back to the ones that you say that you love. And when you reconnect back to them, reconnect to the feelings that we once shared for each other, when we cared for one another. Have we just become numb through all the pain that we've suffered as a people? All of the death that we've seen? Have we just become cold-hearted and bitter to all of the stripes on our backs, all of the trees that we hung from, all of our children that were killed before our eyes and continue to be killed before our eyes? All the shootings, the murders, have we just become numb to it? Because everyone's taking advantage of our people, even our own people. And I hope that you all understand now that it's because we didn't choose to love one another, Israel. If you could just understand that it's not about anything else. Those things happen to us and continue to happen to us as a people because we're choosing not to love each other in our own homes, in our own communities. We're choosing not to forgive one another for our mistakes when we're all lost children trying to find our way back home. Y'all don't understand the story of Adam and Eve, about them being cast from their home, about them being in the darkness and not being able to see one another for the first time, experiencing separation for the first time, abandonment, shame, and how that was passed down to us all. And so Israel, if you can just understand that when someone is hurting you, it's because they're hurting. It's because they're hurting. Because they don't know love. And if you don't be that beacon of light, if you don't choose to do it, how can you complain when it doesn't come your way? How can we complain if we see more death? If we're causing more death in our own families? Because Israel, when you rip the family apart, that's death. That's a death for the man, for the father, for the mother, for the wife, and definitely for those children. And when we choose to make those decisions out of fear, when we bring children into this world out of fear, guys, not love, but fear, we're causing our own demise. You want to march, protest? You have to do that in your own homes, Israel. You have to do that in your own house today and get your houses in order today. Don't let the world fix your house for you. You have to decide to do it for yourself today, to choose the higher path, because it's not worth the destruction that we're going to continue to see at our own hands. Don't we realize that our own conscience is judging us on the daily? We are constantly being judged by our own conscience. And those whose conscience have been seared, they've made their decision on where they're going to be. But those who have a conscience today, will you choose to separate yourself from this wickedness, to separate yourself from Sodom and Gomorrah, and get on the ark today and allow your heart to open up and blossom and to bear fruit before it's too late? Because this outpouring of this spirit that has allowed us to open our eyes as a people, Israel, those so-called Negroes that didn't know who they were, and like a breath of fresh air, they rose and shook off the death of the dry bones and grew flesh on their bodies and became living, breathing being again as a people. That's a gift from Abba Yah, his spirit being poured out upon us, and his grace giving us one chance to return back to him before he cleanses this world of its unrighteousness, because we're all crying out for it to be cleansed, and it's time for it to be so. This is a spiritual walk, everybody. It's not carnal. And there's a great deception on the earth. This people that are calling themselves Jews, Israel, are deceiving the whole earth. And if you still believe that you're looking over there looking for Israel, then you've missed it. Because the Most High clearly said that he would gather his people from the four corners of the earth, because they're scattered. And when that time comes to be gathered, which is now, what do you think is going to be the determining factor in whether you're gathered into the barn or whether you're burned? So let that compassion and that love fill your heart today, and extend that outward to those around you today, because every family needs it. Every family needs some type of restoration, because there's a breach there. There are lies there that need to be reconciled. So I encourage you all to reconnect to your hearts today. Reconnect to those around you and really look at them. Really understand what's important to you and make the necessary sacrifices that you need to make, and cut out the things in your life that are not benefiting you or not serving you and getting you to your purpose, which is a struggle we all have. We all fall short of the glory of the Most High Yah. But we endure and we forward in this generation. Silawam Israel.